Hello, kit heads. We are talking kit, the home of the greatest football kit content in the whole entire world. It's that time again where we deep dive down far into the depths of the rank bank, pull out 10 shirts, and myself and Dom and our guests all talk about how we've ranked them, if we like them, if we don't like them. You know the score by now, or you should know the score by now, at least. Obviously, we have two rankers off screen who are out with us as well. But what it is, it's the greatest ranking show on YouTube in the world. It's not even just on YouTube. It's the greatest ranking show in the world, probably because we're the only one. But anyway, let's get into the episode. I'm, of course, Double A, as always, and my right-hand man, the man whose set just keeps to get bigger and bigger every single week that he's on. He's been away for a little bit, pissing around somewhere. I don't know where he's been, but fair play to him. It's Dom. It's King Dom. Even further. Hi, mate. You're looking beautiful in three of the best shirts worn by a Premier League team, even though they are the worst Premier League team at the moment. You've really come prepared for this evening's episodes. How's everything in the kingdom, my friend?
Yeah, good. Been there. Obviously, had a hiatus. Wasn't able to come on a few shows, which I was devastated about. But had prior commitments. I'm gonna have to tell my actual job. Look, I'm not being funny. I've got priorities.
He's a pimp.
I've got to do a show. Yeah. Stop flying me out to Singapore. Keeping me busy that side of the world.
My heart bleeds for you, mate. Honestly,
mate, I wouldn't. Honestly, if it wasn't for the time difference, I'd have still done the show.
I know. I remember you did it from that the red light district in Amsterdam that time. You was loving it, weren't you?
Yeah, mate. Where there's a will, there's a way. Except not at like
that prostitute's rankings were fucking shit, though, mate. I'm giving you that. I'm not having her back on again. No way.
So I took a few shirts out with me though. I put some decent local shirts and some guests of the show shirts on some locals, and took some splendid pictures. That was in the brief time that I wasn't actually working, but still managed to get some content out, which was good.
Brilliant. I have to say, mate, that first picture I saw was the one of the Island shirt. And we're friends, so I can be honest. The first thought was, he wastes no fucking time, does he? I mean, Jesus Christ. Straight off the plane, was you? I was like, mate, fair play to him. If you don't know what I'm talking about, head over to Kit King Dom's Instagram, Kit King Dom 83, I believe. And the picture of the Blue Island shirt, just look for that and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a beautiful shirt. Beautiful shirt, beautiful picture. Everything involved is pretty beautiful, mate. So well done. I'm glad you had a good time. Most importantly, it's glad to have you back, mate. It's not the same when you're not here. So, I mean, we've had to have Jake's shirts fill in for you. I mean, that's how you know you're scraping the barrel, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Big up to Jake, by the way. Also, but with Jake, because you went to the United game. I won't say who it was against, Harry. But
wasn't really a game either.
It wasn't a game.
A training session.
It was, yeah. He keeps saying to me, "We'll meet up. We'll definitely meet up." So he stayed over, didn't he, on Friday? And then he's like, yeah. I'm getting on the tram now. I didn't see him. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what he does. I don't know why he pisses about.
He goes mulligans. He goes mulligans in the ground because he messages me whilst he's there.
But then he's ringing me afterwards like, oh, where are you? I said, mate, you think I'm hanging around here? I'm going home. Fuck, I'm not sticking around here after that. You got no chance. Well, big up to Jake's shirts. Hopefully we will. I've never met him in the flesh, so hopefully one day. Just all FaceTime and Snapchat, innit? You know what I mean? Anyway, moving on. We'll quickly move on to our two guests, newbies to Talking Kit as well as full kit rankers. So, as always, it's great to extend our family and get more people in the kit community that haven't been on before. Hopefully, they like it enough to come back. That's always the plus for us. But first, we'll go to Harry, aka One Clop Shop. It's good to have you on, mate. I didn't realise until you announced it behind the scenes before we were recording that you're a Brighton fan. So that's pissed on mine and Dom's chips this evening.
Yeah, the name doesn't give it away. So most people assume I'm Liverpool, but just it's one of those things. Like made the account in lockdown, needed a name. Someone was like, "Yeah, that works for a shop." And then by the time I wanted to change it, it was like everyone knows it as this now, so it's stuck.
That's it. Well, mate, well, thanks for coming on, first of all. And, mate, how are things? How's everything over at the One Clop shop?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, I was full time from March to 2 weeks ago. I've just gone back to full time work as well. So the adjustment and just that has coincided with having the most stock I've ever had. So it's been a bit of a hectic 2.5 weeks. But yeah, getting used to it and sort of getting a bit of a routine in now. So yeah, it's good. Mate. And then obviously football wise, it's great. First ever European game on Thursday. So yeah, excited for that.
Mate, no, I bet you are. I remember my first. I don't remember my first European game. I've got to get it where I can, Dom. I've got to get it where I can now. Because, listen, I said this. That team are fantastic. It's not a football channel, so we don't really talk football. But yeah, I love Brighton. I think everyone's second team, though, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? They are what everyone thinks. Liverpool, like what Liverpool fans think they are. Like if everyone thinks everyone likes them, they fucking don't. No chance. It's all about Brighton now and De Zerbi. Apparently, the next Manchester United manager. Don't see it.
Apparently, he's everyone's next manager.
Well, he won't come to United. He's not that daft. But we'll move on. And it's good to have you here, mate. Honestly, I'm looking forward to speaking to you about kits and ranking. Thank you for joining us. Another person I've liked in the kit community for a long time. I'm sorry, that was really rude. Another person I've really liked in the kit community for a long time. And it's someone I've wanted to get on the channel for a while. I think we've had a few DMs and we spoke about the shows and stuff, but it's never really happened. But he's on now, and that's the main thing. So I'm happy to announce that we've got a great person within the kit community on. It's James, aka James. Thank you very much for coming on, pal.
You're right, mate. Good to be on.
It's good now, mate. Thank you so much for coming on. How are things for you? I mean, just looking in the background there, the kits. I can see a lot of Jacob's work there, which makes me happy.
Yeah, he's amazing, and he's like,
mate, he's a legend. He's an absolute legend. But how are things? How's everything going?
All good, mate. All good.
Sweet. Thanks for coming on then. And I keep forgetting, who's your actual team you support?
It's United. It is United, but like locally, we've got Newport County, and I can't lie, they're better to watch right now than United.
Yeah, what, mate?
I'm enjoying them than United, the most frustrating club in the world.
I came home from work, had a kick about with my daughter. Even that was better than watching United. Yeah, she picks it up half the time. So you know, well, that tell you.
Better than Onana.
Pardon?
Better than Onana. I don't think he ain't got a pair of bands, has he?
No. His glove. He's just got styrofoam in his gloves, hasn't he? I don't think he's actually got hands. Anyway, we'll swiftly move on to that one. But no, thank you very much for coming on, James. I really appreciate it. I've not done it, so I'll do it now. If it is your first time talking kit, or maybe it's not, please make sure, that sounds a bit beggy, but just like the video. That would be very nice. Very much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel. I think the channel's going through a bit of a good purple patch at the moment, unlike Manchester United, and a bit like Brighton, although theirs will probably last a season, and ours won't. But yeah, subscribe to the channel and share it with your kit-loving friends. There's plenty of people in this community, as you can tell. So share it with them and let them become a kit head and part of the Talking Kit family. Maybe they, if they're lucky enough, can maybe come on Full Kit Rankers one week when we're scraping the barrel and desperate for guests. Not that I'm saying that this week. That's not the case, guys. I'm just saying, in 1 week where we might be struggling, we may need some people. Okay, so there's a bit more housekeeping, as you always know, with this show. It's never just as simple as getting straight into it. There needs to be a 15-minute intro, as always. But the show is sponsored by Retro Football Kits, and you can head over to retrofootballkits.co.uk and get yourself 10% off all those wonderful, wonderful football shirts by using the code TalkingKit10. I've said it plenty of times, so I'll say it again. They do offer 15% off all shirts site-wide, so that's automatically applied. But then you can get an extra 10% with the code TalkingKit10. Just add it at checkout to make sure you get that extra 10%. There's lots of wonderful shirts on there, and I do usually use them on the backdrop, but I don't need to this week because of the theme, and I'm lucky enough to own one of the shirts that are in our 10. But let's get into that right now. Thank you to retrofootballkits.co.uk. Obviously, the other two rankers are GK Sean. He's been over in Dubai, just got back yesterday, I believe, but I think he's a bit tired, so he's having an early night, I believe. And obviously, Jay from Retro Football Kits, he is our 5th ranker this week. Obviously, I don't rank anymore. got a girlfriend, so I don't need to. That's I'm not allowed to, apparently. No, it's not. It's fine. Anyway, if you haven't seen the show before, it does get better. Basically, I've sent 10 shirts out to all 5 guys, and not the burger chain, these 3, and Sean and Jay. And they have ranked the shirts from best to worst, favourite to least favourite, 1 to 10. I then score all their rankings individually. That gives us our final list, and we go through the list and we talk about the shirt, talk about what we like, what we didn't like, and why Sean has got shocking opinions on most shirts, pretty much. So, yes, let's get into this week's list. I think it makes sense to do so. And, oh, yeah, before I ask, obviously, if you don't know, it's Champions League football. What am I talking about? I'm not even a proper intro. Champions League is back this week. Obviously, this goes out on Wednesday, so it's Monday right now, so no games have been played. But Wednesday, it's just before Manchester United get absolutely dominated by Bayern Munich, which will be absolutely fun for us all. Harry knows about dominating Manchester United, so he's used to it. But no, Champions League is back. We're all excited. I'm very excited, so much so I got the Champions League ball on my shirt. And United won't even get out of the group stage, so this shirt will be mainly used in the Europa League, which would be fantastic. But yeah, so what I've done, I've picked 10 shirts from the Champions League this season, and we're going to look through them. I've tried not to go so bait and get Barcelona and Bayern and all the teams that you know. I've tried to be a little bit different, and there's a couple of teams in that you'll like and you won't like. But I've just tried to show you some shirts that you probably may not have seen. I think Harry, there was one that you'd not seen that you really liked. So that's what it's about. It's not always just showing you the bait shirts. It's about showing you some other shirts that you might not know and may want to pick up. That's the whole point, I guess, in collecting football shirts. Well, let's get into the episode properly. And I always ask this question, so I'll ask it again. How did we find ranking this week, boys? I think you said a little bit off screen. Some of the shirts were easy. Some of them were a bit mid.
Yeah,
it was tough. It was tough.
Top and bottom was easy. The middle sort of 6 was tricky.
6, Jesus Christ.
Although I think one of my lower ones might be a little unpopular, so we'll see.
That's fair. Dom, yourself, how did you find it?
I agree, mate. Although I found myself strangely drawn to someone's that it could be upon reflection, or I'd certainly say that some people will go, "What the? Are you doing Sean rankings this week, Dominic?" Yeah. So interested to see what the final outcome is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if I prefer that sometimes, because obviously I can put 10 bangers out. And I was like, it's hard because they're all sick. But sometimes you want to have those different opinions, and it's like there's not much to the shirt. But then you hear someone else talking. Actually, no, I really can hate it because of that. Or actually, no, I like it because of that you've highlighted. So we'll see how this list goes. It's quite. Yeah, you can tell the rankings. People have got different opinions on different shirts. You can definitely tell in the rankings this week. But no, let's get into our 10 shirts then, and straight away into shirt number 10, 16 points. So it's beat that sort of 10-point mark that always the bottom team normally gets. So 16 points overall from the rankers this week. In 10th place, unfortunately, is this, and it's the RC Lons home shirt.
where it belongs.
Well, you say that, guys. So rankers are out here. Sean had it 8th, and Jay had this one in 10th place. Too many sponsors, and he doesn't care for the design. Everyone apart from one person had it 8th or below. The one person that had it highest, really high, you could say. We'll start with him because he's laughing his head off. He's Dom. And Dom, I'll let you tell everyone, those at home and those joining us, where did you rank this shirt, mate?
Yeah, it absolutely got a podium finish. And just to follow on from what I said a minute ago, like I can look at it now and I can see like, oh yeah, fair enough, people put it low. But like a magpie to awful shirt, there's sometimes just an inclination to go, ooh, yeah, that is grotesque, but I love it. I've got I put this second.
Second, yeah. Second.
Yeah. Second. Do you know what? It's honestly, it's not too dissimilar to just seeing something out of the ordinary and going, well, it's not my usual type, that, but I'm drawn to it. Like there's something about it. I think this has got secrets to tell, or I think this will do stuff that maybe shirts that I'm normally drawn to won't want to participate in. Whereas this, I love the insanity of it. I think the kind of the thin stripes around the sides just frame all of them sponsors really well. I'm not really sure what an Ocean is, but I like that little Twitter bird that has since been relegated from Twitter.
That's where it's gone. That's where.
Yeah, exactly. At least now it's got somewhere to live.
Got home. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that there's a sponsor directly above the badge, which is the most important part of any shirt, should really make me sick. But I don't know what it is. I like it. It's probably because it's bright. And now because everything's gone grey and overcast again, I saw this and I was like, oh yeah, go on then actually. And I think for anything Champions League wise, if it is that you've got a shirt that will stand out there, if they have even one, great game in it, it'll be remembered fondly. So I think this has got potential for nostalgia to be attached to it.
Okay,
not for great reasons for most people, I must say.
Yeah, you've to be fair, mate, you've done a great job to say that you love a shit shirt, but mate, I mean, you explained yourself really well there, mate. To be fair, good, well on you. Well on you, James. Let's come to you next on it, mate. It was ninth place, so there's at least one shirt you thought was worse than this. I don't know if you're watching, but Kieran Carlin, the great YouTuber, he talks about Watford's colour scheme, the yellow, red, and black being the worst combination of colours on a kit. Do you agree with that?
Interestingly, I really like Watford shirts. Like, I love the wild, wacky designs, but they can get away with it because they're not playing Champions League football. It's just embarrassing. Like, Puma have done it again. They've gone to try and be innovative. It doesn't work out. At least it's yellow and red. It has a nice collar. But if I was a fan, I'm not buying that shirt. I'd be embarrassed if my mate's wearing that shirt. I can't lie. This might be the worst shirt on the list, bar one. It is so bad. Like, I'm not normally negative about kits, but this is really, really bad. There's too many sponsors. It's awful. It might be one of those like so shit it's kind of good in like 20 years, but right now, nah, absolutely not.
Not having it. Fair. Harry, let's finish off with you because you did think it was the worst shirt along with Jay.
It's just unbalanced. It looks like it looks like someone's put it on to do Tour de France. It's like, it's just, I can't get behind it. And it's a shame because the collar's great. And actually the colours of the shorts and the socks you've just shown there is good. But the yellow bit in the middle is too big. The orange bits, the shape of them down the sides, it just doesn't work. It's not good. Look, Tour de France cycling jersey.
You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. Well, there we go. I think the rankers are quite mixed. I say quite mixed. It's just Dom trying to hold it up. Everyone else can answer. Fair play to him, at least. It's the RC Lons home shirt for this season. They'll be playing in the Champions League. And it's come bottom of our list, 16 points overall. You pretty much could say the next shirt coming to you on a shit shirt night. If the football community ever do them, I don't know. But probably will be there. Unless it's in 20 years' time and James is right and it's absolutely seen as a banger. Don't see it happening at all. Right, let's move on then. Out of this one to number 9 on our list and with 18 points overall. The next shirt is this. And it's the Braga home shirt. Puma again. I'll say nothing. I'll say nothing at all. Sean had this in 9th place and Jay had it in 8th. He's put Matrix themed. It's all right, but it's just a bit meh. I tend to agree, mate. I tend to agree. Might I go for Benfica when I think about it? I don't know. I'm trying to be different. I'm trying to be a hipster. But anyway, let's move on to the rankers that are here, and we'll start with you, James, because like the last one you didn't really like, similar to Dom now, because you put this one in 4th place.
I did, yeah. For me, it's like best of the rest. It's a little bit different to the standard Braga effort. It's got the matrix pattern you mentioned that like West Brom have on their away shirt. So I guess it's kind of cool, kind of unique. Yeah. It is just above average. It's not better than the previous Hummel efforts, but it's all right.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
That's what we all ask for, I guess, when we want football shirts. At least it's all right. Eh? It's all right. Harry, let's come to you next, mate. 8th place on your list. I mean, one thing you can say about, well, for me, Portuguese teams, the crest are unbelievable. Some of the best in football, I would say. Is that kind of, for you, maybe the best thing about
That is that. Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's just looks like sort of average Sunday league teams. There's nothing really going on. The sponsor's terrible. Just too much text, and it's just really quite boring. It's not offensive, but it's just not interesting at all for me. And yeah, you're right. The badges, the only saving grace, keeping it off the bottom.
Fair, mate. Fair point. Dom, we'll come to you lastly on this one. 8th place as well for you, the third person to do so. I want to say this bit for you because I actually know someone that works for Braga, and they told me that actually the matrix pattern, as everyone's called it, is actually Braille, and when you do it, it actually reads out the Champions League theme tune because they're in the Champions League this year.
You should have told us that first. It might have moved up.
I'm joking. No, that's a joke. I don't know. I'm lying. It could be anything. I don't know.
I didn't see that coming.
But quickly move on to your thoughts on this shirt from Braga for this year's Champions League. I mean, it looks no better there, to be honest.
It looks a little better because it's not got the sponsor above the.
That's actually true. That's true. It does.
And obviously, any shirt looks better with a star ball. To be fair, that's the same like equivalent of say a Copper Italia patch. It instantly elevates any shirt, and I think I really like that. But the mosh pit sponsor, not a massive fan, but main chest sponsor, not a massive fan of, and that kind of digital rain. I would prefer it if it was.
Was that a Prince B side?
Yeah. I'd prefer it in purple. I'll be honest, because it'd be a bit more striking. But as the lads have said, it's just a bit team wear. It's a bit boring, a bit Sunday league. But it's Champions League, so I can't slate it too much. They've had a go, and the crest is delightful.
It is. You're absolutely right. You've had a go anyway. So there we go. Braga in this year's Champions League. That's the whole reason why they're on this show. Probably the shirt shouldn't have been, but never mind. We move on. 18 points, 9th place overall from our rankers this week. Let's go into number 8 on our list, and 23 points for this next shirt that we're facing mine, Dom, and James's team this season in the Champions League, and normally have some bangers. But is it because they got rid of the crest, the sponsor that we all know and love that was very famous? Possibly so. That's probably why it's so low on our list. It is this shirt from SC Copenhagen. I'm not going to say how it's properly spelled because I'll just make a fool of myself. So it's FC Copenhagen, everybody. 8th on our list, like I said. Sean had this one in 7th, and Jay had this one in 6th place. He's put very classy but a bit simple on that. Let's go through the rankers that are here. And Harry, let's start it with you, mate, because you're a fan of this one.
Yeah, I had this in second place actually. I like the simplicity. I'm not usually like a big collector or fan of modern shirts, but I really like the Adidas without any text, and I just think the colours work really well. It's simplistic and sort of feels a bit more retro than some of the other ones. And although I know it is a betting sponsor, which we shouldn't be advocate, but having that all as sort of incorporated into the shirt rather than just some sort of sponsor that just like slapped on there, but having the colour of the sponsor, I think it works really well. And again, I'm picturing this with the UCL star ball and everything. I think this is a proper nice modern effort.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Dom, I didn't know that this was a betting sponsor that like promote. No, I knew it was a betting sponsor. No, my point is, I didn't know it was a betting company that promotes not betting alone. You know, you and I bet. Like, you want to do it together with friends.
I thought it was just in universities.
Well, a lot of people bet on a lot of stuff in university. Sexual health, your financial future. A lot gets betted on at university, as we probably Some of us know. But no, you had this shirt. This is your bottom shirt this week. I think I know why. Can I have a guess why?
Go ahead, by all means.
Is this the template of shirt that when you have the star ball and foundation patch on, it comes onto the hem?
Yeah, so that irritates the life out of me. I think that because it's obviously a lower level team that get just the literal Adidas team wear out of a catalog. They're not made with these kind of corporate or commercial obligations in mind. So they're just like, well, let's stick a bit more Adidas branding on it, and then you've got to kind of shoehorn a star ball and a foundation patch into the sleeve, and it goes on to literally has to go across the seam on a short sleeve shirt, and it's just disgusting. And that coinciding with the fact that the other sleeve has got the iconic sponsor that should be on the chest. You and I bet that should be fucked off over there by any way possible. Get Carlsberg back on the front of shirt, put Unibet over to the side, just shorten the Adidas 3 stripes, and it's a great carbon shirt. So I think with that, it's just the fact that it falls so short of potential greatness that I've had to put it 10th.
Yeah, no, fair points. James, we'll finish off with you on this one. It was 7th place for you, but I mean, if Carlsberg made shirts, it probably wouldn't be this, right?
Yeah, I mean, Carlsberg sponsor it's obviously iconic, but it's just such a bland shirt. And Dom saying that it's like a standard out of the catalogue teamwear shirt, that makes a bit more sense. If you took away the Copenhagen logo and probably wouldn't even have to take the Unibet logo away, but the Carlsberg logo as well, I wouldn't even be able to tell you what team this is. Like, it's just such a bland top. Sunday League teams probably run with it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And there is, for everyone that's wondering why Dom's so mad, there is the foundation patch really low down. There's no need for it, is there?
Not great.
Shivers. The socks are nice.
I mean, yeah, at least that's something done for you to take away from this. It is Copenhagen and their home shirt, which will be in the Champions League, and Manchester United's group as well. And I predict they'll beat United at their place. It's the type of place United go and get beat. So you heard it here first. 8th place on our list, 23 points from our rankers. Right, let's get into number 7 and just 1 point above in 7th with 24 points. Our only English representative on this list this week. They've got a tricky game against Milan. They've got a tricky group, to be fair. I don't see them getting out. Some of their fans really think they are. I don't think they will. It is this, and like I'm all loving, it's Newcastle United. It's the barcodes, one of the English barcodes. Jay had this one in 5th place. Lovely throwback kit. Loved the cuffs and collar. And Sean decided to put it in 10th place. I don't know. I think he did. I don't know. It'd be interesting to know why. Maybe he's more Sunderland. I don't know. Going to the rankers that are here, though, let's get their thoughts on this shirt. We'll start with Dom. Let's come to you. 5th place overall on your list, similar to Jay. I mean, they've got rid of that horrendous sponsor finally, and this one, even if it is a made-up company, looks a lot better. The stripes are proper. It is Castor though, which What are your thoughts on this shirt, mate?
Mate, begrudgingly, because I'm starting to really hate them. But this is it's a solid shirt. The collar and cuffs, it's not as deep a V-neck to be, offensive, as I'm not a fan. I think the stripes are framed really well. I think the fact that they cut off slightly just before so that the sleeve can continue with the black, but then the white isn't too kind of juxtaposed to where the pattern is. I think the sponsor's not, at all garish. It fits really nicely, and I think they're hopefully not going to make too many great memories in it. But I could see this, going down a treat for a ton of Toon fans.
Yeah, obviously they're going over to Adidas to start next season, you believe. So it is the last Castor effort. James, for you, 6th place. Is it a good way to bow out in terms of a home shirt from Castor for Newcastle?
Not at all. The only good shirt in the set is the away. The rest of them are piss poor. Like for the probably one of the biggest clubs in the country, one of the richest clubs in Europe. And they are one of the biggest clubs in the country, and you give them this. Again, it's same as the Copenhagen shirt. You take away that sponsor and the crest and the Castore logo. I wouldn't be able to tell you what year it's from. I'd be guessing it was a Newcastle shirt. It's really bland. It's boring. Yeah, I can't wait for them to go to Adidas. Hopefully we'll see some nice throwback shirts. But yeah, this is piss poor.
Yeah, if you took the Castore and the sponsor off, and it would just be a score draw, wouldn't it? It's got a score draw feel about it. It feels very
there's nothing about it.
Cheap. It's nothing. Yeah, and I get they're going for that retro look. It's just meant to be plain and simple, but God, boys, make an effort at least a little bit. There's Callum Wilson stretching, also probably fouling a keeper and getting a penalty out of it, but never mind. We'll move on. We don't talk football in here. Why are we talking about football? Harry, let's finish off with you on this one, mate. It was 5th place for you as well. Do you think, a bit further down the line, you might sell a couple of these?
It's one of those ones, yeah, possibly. I feel like it's almost fantastic, but they've missed the boat on a couple of things. I think the sponsor's better than what it was, but it's still not good. Like you say, it's a made-up company. And when you had arguably the greatest football shirt sponsor of ever in Newcastle Brown Ale, anything you put on afterwards is going to be inferior. Castore as well are terrible. Crest doesn't look good, and they're going to fit horribly and feel horrible. But I do think like Newcastle shirts, you can't really go wrong with black and white stripes. So 5th place, middle of the road is not offensive, but it's not anything special. Yes, it might, if they have a good year, first year in Champions League and like all of this, like it could be one you remember, but it's just really like not special. So that's why 5th felt fair enough for me.
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on. Anyone think we don't talk football on this channel. Anyone think they're gonna get out of the group quickly?
I hope not.
League.
Europa League.
Yeah, I don't like them.
We don't like you, Newcastle. Well, they don't. I'm indifferent. Festino Aspria and all that. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, it's Newcastle and their home shirt, 7th place on our list this week. 24 points from our rankers. Let's move on to number 6 on our list. And I feel this has been harshly treated by one of the photos, which really annoys me. It's the best one I could find of it. He knows which one I mean straight away. And I know that's why you've ranked it low, Dom. Anyway, 6 on our list, 25 points overall. It is this. It's the Royal Antwerp shirt. I mean, the sponsor's bad, right? But that picture is terrible. And listen, you can say, well, double A, just go and look properly, mate. I mean, Footy Cat Archive, this is what they've got. And I mean, they're the business. So, leave me alone. The rankings that aren't here, Sean had this one in 6th place. So he's kind of got that absolutely nailed on. And Jay had this one in 4th, a retro throwback that actually looks retro. Love it, mate. I'm absolutely there with you, mate. Absolutely. James, we're going to start with you on this one. Very disappointed look on your face overall, but you had it in 7th place, right?
Yeah, it's by far the worst shirt I've seen on this list. Potentially the worst shirt I've seen this season. I actually did some research into it. It was so bad, I had to research to see what the vibe was, like what they were going for. And I've looked at the shirt they're going for. It doesn't even have red sleeves, so I don't know what retro throwback this is. They've just made it up. It looks like an Ajax shirt from Wish. I've never seen anything so bad. Look at the state of that sponsor. You go into a European competition after winning the league and you bring me this. Nah, no chance. I wouldn't watch the games. I would be looking at the floor and have a running commentary off my friends. This is a joke. This is the worst kit I think I've ever seen. It's so shit.
I think we found our clip for Twitter and social. Go all back, James. Go all back, mate. That's what we want. I'm glad you went first. I'm really so happy you went first, and you've put it 10th, and you've been very quite, complimentary about it. Let's say, because we'll go to our next ranker and Harry, and I mean, when I say you literally couldn't be opposite ends of the scale, you literally can't be opposite ends of the scale, because Harry, you had this number 1, right?
Yeah. As soon as you sent me the list, I was just like, I can't believe I haven't seen this. However, the one thing I'll say is, if you got the photo of someone wearing it,
Yeah, mate. It's
Look
another.
at
It's a
it.
different shirt, isn't it? It's a
yeah,
different
I
shirt.
genuinely saw it and thought it was an 80s shirt at first.
Yeah.
I am biased. I think old shirts blow new shirts out the water 100 times out of 100, but it really looks old. It's simple. Centralized badge for me is always better. And even there, like, I know it's a betting sponsor, but even in that photo there of him wearing it, the sponsor looks great. I think it, for them winning the league and going into the Champions League, I think it's a great shirt. And if they do well or have a run, it could go down in history as like a classic. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I actually think it's fantastic, mate. I think, like I said, that first picture really doesn't do it any justice.
That first picture is shocking.
It is bad. It is bad. But this, like I said, the cut, I don't know if it's edited, but the red is so vibrant. It just smacks you in the face. And the white is very, very white, you know. I'm a fan. I have to say I'm a fan. But no one cares what I have to say because I don't rank. But Don, we'll finish off with you on this one, my good friend. 9th place.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's mainly obviously any massive betting sponsor, even though on that better picture, because it's white all the way through, it looks like it says "Et Fears" instead of "Bet First." Everything's too bunched together. If you've got like a long crest, getting a centralized set of sponsors as well as the crest is going to be difficult to not have it look bunched, particularly if you've got a collar. And that collar's disgusting. Because everything's going up here, they've had to shorten it. There's no point in having, oh my God, there's no point in having it. And honestly, it was genuinely that picture. That looks like an eBay one where it crops your picture for you. And then you get it delivered and they say it's from a non-smoking household, but it's got dog hairs all over it. It stinks. It's got like rock holes in it. And he's like, I fucking knew it every time. Every time I see one of these pictures, it looks like it stinks. And that just really put me off immediately.
Yeah. No, I knew it would, mate, honestly. And like, that does look like it's got smoke damage. The white's almost yellow. Do you know what I mean?
I might have to go buy one just to see what it's like.
I bet it stinks.
Yeah, out the packaging.
Yeah. That's just that old school vibe that you like, though, Harry. It's fine.
Yeah, I think that is. It's the bias that I don't really go for modern shirts. So when I saw it and it looked
it'll
old,
crackle as well when you take it off from the static. You know you've got an old shirt when you've worn it out all day. Say like a festival, you get in, the lights are off, you go to get in bed, you take it off, and there's like a fireworks show in the bed. What the fuck? Pure polyester.
Well, I think that's what they're going for. Anyway, it's the Royal Antwerp home shirt, and have you've been dumb? You have, haven't you? You've just been talking about it because it was 9th place. What the fuck are we on about? Anyway, it's there. There we go. Royal Antwerp and their home shirt for this season. They're going to be in the Champions League. I mean, if you're going to look at a nice picture, it's that one. Go on, let's look at that. That's nice. That's not stinking of fag ash and axe, is it?
That's genuine chalk and cheese because that's as white as chalk, and the other one.
It's yellow like cheese. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. But there we go. Anyway, and they have 25 points on our list this week from the rankers. Right, we've got 2 shirts that are joint 4th now, both on 26 points overall. The first one, I don't know how this has got so far up, guys. I'll be interested to find your thoughts on this one. The first one is this. It's the Salzburg home shirt from this year's Champions League. I mean, it's not even a good night template, is it, that one? I mean, right, Sean had this one in 5th place, shock. And Jay had this one, because he's quite smart, is in 9th place, typical Red Bull, lines and shit. Meh, said on that one. There we go. That's much what I had to say. Let's go through the rankers that are here, and we'll start with you, Harry, on this one, my friend. It was placed 6th place on your list. I mean, you know, you guys have mentioned that some of these shirts are quite mid and probably forgettable. Yeah. I mean, is this the one that screams at the most for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think the only reason it's 6th is because I really didn't like the 4 below it. It's just, I don't like Red Bull Leipzig. Have a few sort of because they're a bit wacky, but generally, I think the Red Bull looks rubbish. They always just seem to get these sort of generic-y, futuristic Nike templates, and it's just like I say, I'm a retro man, so these are like the polar opposite of the scale, and it's not interesting to me. I can go and buy a Nike Run top in Sports Direct that does the same thing. So
slap on the badges yourself and away you go. No one would know, would they? I guess. Fair. Dom, let's come to you on this one, mate. And 6th place on your list. I mean, it's just,
mate,
it's just,
it's shit anyway. But then the fact that they've gone with the shittest colour, any kind of grey, is not going to do it any favors.
no.
The graphic kind of gets lost. The fact that there's nothing on the sleeves as well. There's just like an element of the badge on the shirt. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, not a massive fan. V-neck as well. So no, does 0 for me this. So yeah, I think as Harry had alluded to earlier, there's kind of an interchangeable few across the middle of the pack, and this just epitomizes how bland they all are.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree with you on that one, mate. James, let's finish off with you on this one. I mean, it was 3rd place on your list, but what I wanted to ask you is the double sponsor thing, right? And I think sometimes that can kill a shirt, and I think it does with this when it's so blatantly the same as what's in the badge. Do you think if Red Bull just went with text as the sponsor, it's got to elevate that shirt tenfold?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think they did it the last couple of seasons, just the Red Bull on it, and it looked great.
Yeah.
With this one, I quite like it. I'm not a fan of the sleeves not being embossed with the same pattern as the shirt. But I think I like it for a very different reason. So the pattern in the middle is going to be unique on every single shirt that's produced. And I think that's really cool. It's going to be a nightmare for spotting fakes, but it's a really, really cool idea that, like, if you're a fan or you're a player and you wear it, you buy one, you buy two, like however many you get, like you will all have a different shirt. I think that's awesome. It's probably not a feature on the stadium shirt, but on the big shirt, it's there. Yeah, so I think it's really cool. And I had it ranked just above the Braga shirt, which was just better than the rest. So, I mean, this is definitely better than the Braga shirt. So it's got to be 3rd.
No, absolutely fair. I mean, it won't be that hard to spot when you only sell 2 of them, mate. I think the 2 of you will know it's got different patterns. That's absolutely fine. I'm joking, Salzburg fans. I know there's a lot of you that watch the show. I absolutely love your club and the fact you're a Red Bull team. It's beautiful. I'm a monster guy, but it's fine. Don't worry. There we go then. Anyway, joint 4th on our list this week. It is Salzburg, Champions League team, obviously, and 26 points. The second team now that are in joint 4th as well. And I actually like this better than the not. They've got a special Champions League shirt this season. They have a cup shirt, don't they, anyway? But it's better than the one the fans have made for them. It's Borussia Dortmund. I mean, this is 10 times better than that one they've got for the league. Anyway, the rankers that aren't here, Jay had this one in, where did Jay have it? He had it in 7th place. Pretty cool design going on. Nice collar. Dom, where do you think Sean put this?
It could be 10th, it could be 1st. I'm going to hazard a guess at 10th.
No, it was 1st. It was his 1st place. Yeah. If any of you ever see him on the street, feel free to kick him in the balls. It's fine. I'm not. Do you know what? I don't mind his shirt. I don't know why I've said that. This shirt's okay. I mean, it's just some of his other wild takes I just can't get behind. Right, the rankers are here. Dom, let's start with you on this one, my good friend. 7th place for you. They like the cup shirts, do Dortmund. How do you feel this one fits in with what they've had previously?
Well, they've had some great ones. They've had some shockers. This is kind of neither here nor there. I don't like the band. I don't see why it's there, because the pattern could continue, because the sponsor's such a contrast. It does not need to be, elevated out of the shirt even further, merely for kind of a cash grab as to, we're the most important thing on here, which is obviously ludicrous to think. So I think it would have been a lot better had the pattern continued through all the way through the shirt. I'm not mad keen on the pattern. It looks like that awkward kind of paving you get outside courts and stuff like that. I don't know whether it's to stop people sleeping there, or it's just to hurt people's feet. I don't like that, but I do really like the fact that absolutely no way on God's green earth are you ever going to have to iron it, because you won't be able to see
You wouldn't
whether
know,
it's
would you?
creased or not. Yeah.
Maybe that's why they've done it, because they know football kit collectors are lazy bastards who can't be bothered to, the amount of shirts you see that are bloody creased. But no, thank you for your thoughts on that shirt, Dom. Moving on to James on this one. James, it was 5th place for you on your list this week. Again, Dom's right. Dom's right what he's saying in regards to that band around a sponsor, but even it seemed to do this with Dortmund shirts, and then similar to on the league shirt as well. Why have Dortmund got such a problem with sponsors?
I can't lie, it's got to be like a UEFA ruling. I can't imagine there's any other reason behind it, but it's like, it's such a, it's so jarring. Like, I don't like it at all. And I think that's probably why it's 5th. It's an upgrade on the league shirt for sure. That is awful. It might have to take the place of the Antwerp shirt as the worst shirt I've seen this season. But it is so bad. And I know Dortmund put out a bland statement about how they're inspired by the tradition and innovation of the city. It's just bollocks, just utter bollocks. So just bang average shirt. I like the pattern, but don't lie to me about why you're inspired by it. Just say you wanted to make a cup shirt for a cash grab. Be honest. But yeah, I prefer it to the league shirt, so it's 5th.
Fair enough. Football teams, be honest about shit. No, come on, mate. No. You're dreaming, pal. No, thank you. Finish off with you, Harry. 9th place on your list this week. You're not a fan of shit origami, then? I take it.
I'm also just not a fan of Dortmund. I think other than maybe 90 PSG, they're the most overrated club for shirts. They're just always trying so hard to sort of do something different or some homage to 90s stuff. And I just think actually their shirts are quite boring. The other stuff has been mentioned. Sponsors absolutely appalling. Whether or not it's UEFA ruling or not, it just looks awful. The pattern is sort of kind of mimicking a Ipswich 88 template, but in a really bad sort of twisted way of it. I just think it's terrible. And yeah, I don't like Dortmund shirts in general, so this is just another to add to the list of the. And also they're not quite Napoli, but why do they release 6 shirts a season? Like so not for me.
No, fair one, mate. Dortmund then, this season's shirt they'll wear in this campaign of the Champions League. Not really liked by our rankers other than Sean. I would love to hear the reasons why. Honestly, would love to hear the reasons why he's put this number 1. But yeah, you come to this shot. This is why it's so high. I mean, he's a fucking chef. Do we even get him back on again? I mean, he does like shirts. I'm being mean. Anyway, Dortmund and joint 4th, 26 points overall from our rankers this week. Right, 3rd place, 35 points. It jumps up a little bit now. 3rd place on our list this week, and it's a shirt I actually sent the wrong picture out of at one point. I had to tell people, no, I'm not a fucking idiot. It just looked very similar, and I just got a bit confused. It was Saturday, Sunday. It's PSV and their home shirt for this season. Finally, Puma doing something right. I hear you shout. Let's ask the rankers and see if they say the same thing. It was 2nd on Sean's list, and good friend Jay had it in. Where did Jay put this one? Jay had this one in 2nd. Classy red on red stripes. 1st in club's history, I think. Bits of white and gold that reflects the badge well. Let's see if the rankers that are here agree with what Jay has to say on that one. James, we'll kick it off with you on this. You had this one in 8th place, so I'm guessing Jay's talking out of his ass a little bit for you there.
I see it like the reflection, the little gold stars, the little gold Puma badge, but it's an eyesore. It shouldn't be there. The red on red, I'm not a fan of it. Like, give me the classic red and white. It would be a cool away shirt, but as a home shirt, it's pretty shit. I don't blame Sangare and Simmons for leaving if this is what they're getting to wear. It's just shit. Puma are just trying to be innovative, and they're fucking with club's home colours, and just piss off. Just piss off. I don't want to see it.
Let me get through the other 2 guys, mate, and it'll be gone forever. Don't worry about it. It won't be here for much longer. Harry, let's come to you on this one. It's 7th place for you, so only 1 place higher than what James had. Are you in agreement with this shirt?
Yeah, I don't like it. Puma crest is horrific. You can't even see it. Like, it's just looks weird. I've never been a fan of this sponsor. I know they've had this kind of sponsor on a lot of shirts. Don't like it. I feel like if the collar was white, it would work better. But the collar being red, it sort of just blends into the shoulders, and it just, again, it's just a bit boring and nothing sort of. And you can do this, you can put it in a top athlete of the Champions League style ball, and it will look great. But it's not doing anything for me.
Someone who it does do a lot for, and
was it Jay?
No, Jay was one person. Another person who was doing a lot for, and I think he may be regretting his choices this week. He's just shook his head at Sean having the Dortmund one at number 1. But Dom, your number 1 shirt this week, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm in complete agreement with Jay, and I'm going to talk about it for ages as well, James. Just so you've got to look at it for even longer. No, I think in line with what Jay said, I kind of like that tonal kind of contrast there, and the fact that it is something a bit different, and the fact that the Puma logo isn't as as apparent as it normally always is, and it lets the crest. It allows the crest to speak a bit more. I think obviously with the Dortmund shirt with the black same template, black collar though, and it being all black, I kind of get that. Yeah, if it was all white, it'd match the cuffs a little better. But I at least like the fact that it's tried, and with so much white, in the shorts and socks as well. I think it fits really well as a full ensemble. I'm not really sure what the sponsor is, but I've kind of gotten used to it now. Obviously, I'd prefer it was sponsors of old, but this could well be a bit more of a retro kit, and I like that kind of duality, the fact that it's modern, but it could be an older shirt as well. So yeah, I've got a lot of time for it. I'd definitely wear this one. And having recently just picked up a PSV anniversary shirt as well from their centenary, then yeah, I think it kind of reminds me of that as well, which I really like. So yeah, you can get rid of it now, James. Open your eyes. It's fine. It's gone.
So there we go then. 3rd place on our list this week with 35 points. It's PSV, or as James likes to know him, Puma's shit version of a football shirt. There we go. Moving on. Right. We've got 2 shirts left. And normally that's the 2nd place in the 1st place. We've actually got a tie for 1st place this week.
So they're both 2nd?
They're both 1st, obviously. Come on. Number 1. Both number 1. Both with 41 points. I'm not happy that you could have done better with your rankings, guys, and not had these 2 joint first. But the first one I'm going to go for, I normally do it in alphabetical. The full name would mean this would go first, but I don't like this club a lot, so I'm going to put them first ones that you see in terms. It's Real Madrid and their home shirt for this season. Adidas template, horrible yellow and gold. It's horrible, isn't it? Sean had this one in 3rd place, and Jay had this one in 3rd as well. What can I say? Beautiful kit, wrong. It's going to be iconic with Jude. Big up the West Midlands. Oh, here we go. That's why he's put it there. He's such a... Right, let's go through the rankers that are here. Harry, let's start with you on this one. And it was your 3rd place shirt.
Yeah, it's just like Madrid shirts always classic, and I think like you mentioned about Jude, the sort of romance of Madrid and Champions League football obviously does help this. Like every shirt every year is sort of a homage to the success that they've had in that competition. But I also think this one is better than some of the recent ones. The gold and blue trim, like it works really well. And again, I mentioned that Adidas logo is my favourite of the modern variations they've had. They're always going to be in with a chance of winning, so there's always a chance that it becomes like, if Jude has the season we all think he's going to, and they do well again, like it will go, it'll be a famous shirt. And yeah, it's Real Madrid, isn't it? Fortunately,
it is. Yeah. I'm a Barca boy, you see. That's the problem. That's not a fan. But someone who is also maybe a fan. Because 4 of you put this in 3rd place. Dom, you were the 4th person to do so. I mean, it's that when you see that white and you got the blue and the gold, it's just classic Real Madrid, I guess. And they've used that. I think they've used that template well, better than most teams have this season. what are your thoughts on it? I know we've got it as well, but the template, are you a fan of as well as this shirt?
Yeah, I think the template itself has been relatively overused, but this is, you know, a really clean way of pulling it off. In that there's so much symmetry with it, and tying in with the fact that they're not doing anything too mental. I think the hem and the detail around the sides and the panel that goes around the bottom of the shirt also matches like the bottom of a lot of the shorts as well that these have got. A kind of like the little crossover as obviously United have got on each of their shirts this season. But I think that it's not gold, it's like mustard yellow. And I think I don't want them to have too much success in it. So I think we'll see it a lot, because obviously we're getting Bellingham rammed down our fucking throats week in, week out. And I can't bear to see this anymore. The fact that he's now shouting "Vamos" when he's playing for England, I'm thinking, come on, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's better him going, "What do I skip?" in it. To be fair, mate, I'd rather him say "Vamos." To be fair,
you're all terrible England fans.
But yeah, it's clean, it's classy, it's it's one of the better shirts they've had in a while. So yeah, I can see why it's so high up on the list. Then if they continue to absolutely pan people and he's doing bits there, then it will be bought by a lot more people because of that as well.
Yeah, for sure. And just quickly on Jude Bellingham again, you're saying it's like we're getting him rammed down our throats, but two things: at least it's not for Liverpool, and it's also kicking Liverpool fans in the face that he didn't go there. So ram all you want, it's absolutely fine. Wait, ask first though before James. Let's finish for you on this one, my friend. And it was second. You had it highest out of all the rankers. It's just very much Real Madrid.
Yeah, it's like Puma need to take notes. This is a traditional shirt with a bit of a modern spin. It's lovely. You've got the typeface on it. I don't know if you can show that or whatever, but like it's got the classic like 0506 Galactico Zero typeface. It's stunning, and Bellingham's cooking in it. Camavinga's cooking in it. Tchouameni's cooking it. Everyone's cooking it. It's the most exciting team in Europe with one of the best shirts in Europe. It's phenomenal, and it's a really good effort by Adidas. It's the best version of that template. I need to see Zidane in a charity match in it. I need that. It's phenomenal. It's such a good.
I need to not see that badge on it though. That is honking. That placement.
With this now, like United will get some good shirts after. Like Adidas need to show the love to us because we get shit, and this is good.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've done all right for us this season. I mean, hated this. Look at me now, absolute hypocrite I am. Anyway, you're right. But do you know what, Dom? I'd rather them have that badge than City. So,
mate, I'd rather Grimsby had that than anyone other than them.
Mate, I don't want to live in a world where Grimsby have got that badge on their shirt, mate. I don't know what's gone wrong in football, but if Grimsby are rocking around with that, something's fucked up. Let's be honest. Love you though, Grimsby. Never been. Real Madrid joint first this week. 41 points overall from our rankers and their home shirt. And, like James said, really exciting team. You expect them to go far in the tournament because it is their tournament, unfortunately. But anyway, we've got one more shirt left. And I've put it first because I've got it. And you can see it in the backdrop. And it was always going to be... I've not cheated, by the way. I will show the scores at the end. Just because I've got it don't mean I've cheated, guys. They have ranked it like this. It's this beautiful... Oh, my God, look at it. It's Lazio and their home shirt for this season. Celebrating 50 years. Is this the one 50 years since their first Scudetto? And it's got that beautiful embossed... I'm not going to talk about it. Let the rankers talk about it. Shot out this one in fourth. Fool. And Jay... had this one in first place, and he literally just says Pure Silk, which was, funnily enough, my brother's nickname in boxing, if you didn't know. But anyway, enough about him. Let's go for the rankings that I hate. Dom, kick it off with you. You were similar to Sean. You had it in fourth place. I mean, mate, Mizuno are so underrated, I have to say it. And I think some of the shirts they're doing are absolutely fucking fantastic. The away shirt is beautiful. The third shirt is beautiful as well. They've really sorted Lazio out, and I think it's getting back into the big leagues in Europe. Lazio are helping them do that. Do you agree in terms of that? And what do you think of the shirt overall, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be their flagship team. And obviously, given that in the best like club competition in the world, it's only going to highlight what Mizuno are doing, and rightly so as well, because some of the kind of raised embossed detailing they've got on this, it looks like it'd be like luxurious, like pure silk to get your hands on. But it's the club I'm not mad keen on, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that itself. But I think the white version, the white shirt this season is even better than this. But yeah, it's undeniably class, and I'm really like genuinely excited to see who Mizuno get hold of, because they will require some more teams, and I think Astoria will have a fall off, and if there's any of their better teams, will be hopefully picked up. And from what they've done already, they're kind of quietly just engineering the way into some really, really fantastic stuff. So I'm more interested to see how Mizuno do as opposed to Lazio. But it's a great shirt nonetheless.
No, that's absolutely fair. Obviously, like I was worried about this shirt because I thought, is it going to be because I got it in a large, thinking, oh, is it going to be a Kappa, Puma, Macron situation? But the fit is perfect, honestly, and it does feel like silk. It is really a nice feel against the old skin. Gives you the old goosebumps when you put it over your head. It's fantastic, honestly. James, let's come to you on this one, and similar to Jay, this was top of the pile for you. I think you even commented when you sent your scores over. This is your shirt of the season, you said.
Yeah, it's got to be up there. If it's not already, it has to be up there. I'm in love with it, and it's one of my favorite shirts of the year. Like you said, there's no terrible sponsors. There's no betting sponsors. There's nothing shit about it. They've got the Olympia Eagle embossed in it. It's great. It's brilliant. The colours are nice. The cuffs and the collar matches the shirt. Like it's great. And Mizuno are back, so this is awesome. Like this is unreal. I'm proper happy with it.
Mate, you're not the only one. And it's nice that I can buy a sky blue shirt and not feel like, it's nice. I am with Dom. The club, are a bit, but they got nice shirts. I can look the other way, unfortunately. Harry, let's finish off with you, my good friend. Fourth place as well for you on this one. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Mizuno and this shirt? And you don't have to tell me about Lazio. I'm not bothered.
Well, like you say, Mizuno, I sell a lot of J-League Mizuno, and it's interesting you say about the sizing being all right, because Japanese Mizuno is terrible. Doesn't fit. Can't find anything that you can actually wear unless it's a jacket. So that's interesting to know. But I'm as a huge fan of the J-League. I thought I had. I do actually. Like this kind of stuff. Like they've always been, one of the sort of. In terms of design, I think they've always been a step ahead. Just haven't had the reach and stuff. And this is great. Again, I'm not a fan of Lazio, but the shirt is like simplistic, but also like really subtle details, and it's a really nice shirt. I can't really say too much, and the lack of sponsor is a big plus for it. I think you stick a sponsor on there, really take away from what the shirt that doesn't need it.
Yeah, for sure. Was it Binance was the last sponsor you had on the shirts, I believe, wasn't it? Yeah. Get rid of that. I mean, that's and it's proper. It's a throwback to years gone by, and the no sponsor definitely adds to that. So I'm happy it's come. I'm joined first, and like I say, I've not had any dealings with this. I've not cheated. I've not put this up anything. This is the guys. The guys know. Look, there's a reason why they're here. They know football shirts. Obviously, they clearly know what they're talking about. But no, that is our joint's number one shirt this week. 41 points with Real Madrid, obviously, and that's it. That's our show. That is the last shirt you will see. Obviously, like I say, I will show you the score so everyone knows I don't cheat. Do not cheat. And there we go. I sit down and I rank, even when I have to chase people up for scores. I'll wait and I'll just rank everyone. Dom was so slow this week. I had to send him a reminder. I never have to do that. It's only bang straight in. I send, receive straight away. You don't have to apologize, mate. It's fine. He's probably busy, and that's absolutely fine, mate. Don't worry about it. So there we go. That is our show for this week. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you much for enjoying it. If you've hated it, come back next week and hate it again. That's fine. Like the video as well if you want. That's like if you hate it. That's what I'd say. Well, no, thank you for stopping by. It's been a pleasure to have you here. Let us know in the comments as well if you hated any of our rankings. If you hate any of the shirts, or you think, what the hell is Sean doing putting Dortmund at number one? What are you doing? But no, thank you to our guests and our regular anchor, Dom, for being here. Dom, thank you so much. I think it's been a brilliant episode. Thank you for being here. And what's going on in the kingdom? Let everyone know what's going on.
Well, just getting back into this. I feel like I've missed so many, but I've obviously kept tabs on what's been happening. There's been some great shows. Looking forward to seeing what else is coming out as well. And as you said from the outset, just that community growing. So always, keen to see who we get on from here as well, and whether it's people returning or whether it's completely new people. Always great to have some different opinions on, and yeah, just I've missed it. It's cathartic. It's like therapy for me, because I tried doing it like at the tram stop, and people are like, leave me alone. I'm like, yeah, but did you know that about this shirt that you're wearing? like an absolute train spotter. But yeah, so really glad to be back and a great show.
Yeah, no, I agree on all aspects of what you just said, mate. Harry, thank you for coming along, mate, and being part of the show. Really appreciate you getting involved. Tell us what's going on at One Clop Shop and where people can find you. Links will be in the description, obviously, but yeah, give us a bit of a...
Yeah, so One Clop Shop on all socials. Big drop on 29th, so week Friday, this Friday, giveaway coming. Not sure what yet. We'll find something to give to the people. But yeah, sort of 30, 40 AC Milan shirts, another 40 shirts going up. And yeah, week Friday. So yes, busy the next week or so trying to get everything ready. But yeah, it's been good. And thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Anytime, you're welcome. Don't wait for an invite. That's what I always tell people. Don't wait for an invite. If you're ever free, we record on Mondays. If you've got a Monday free and you feel like you want to come along, send me a DM. Like I say, I'd rather people mither me asking to come on than me having to mither them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's one of them where some people I've not had on before. You have to scroll back through messages to see if I've asked them before and they've told me to fuck off. I have to go, no, actually, no, he's keen to come on. That's fine. But no, mate, thank you so much. Like I say, links in the description. Make sure you're checking out Harry at One Clop Shop. They are a great outfit, and you should be checking them out. James, you were one of the people I had to search back through messages for today. The other day, I was like, have I asked him? And then I realized that we'd spoken about it. So, thank you so much for coming on, mate. It's a pleasure to actually finally speak to you properly rather than on social media. Where can people find you, and what have you got going on at the moment?
So nothing at the minute. I'm trying to get back into the football shirts. I've been trying to whittle down the collection, get rid of a load. I'm still at about 500, so I need to whittle that down to actually the shirts I like instead of just shit ones I bought because it's a football shirt. But yeah, we're trying to get back into it. You can find me on Twitter at JSOH13597 or on Instagram at James Oliver House. Twitter wouldn't let me have my actual name for whatever reason, for dicks. But yeah, here we go.
Brilliant. Link will be in the description. And I always just assume it's everyone wants to be put on Twitter, but I'll ask you privately if you want Instagram or I don't know. I'll just put whatever I message you on, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on. We'll leave it there. That is it for us. We will be back next week for more Full Kit Rankers. And I swear to you, I keep saying it, and it's almost like I'm a liar. Desert Island Kits really will return. I do have some episodes I need to edit down. I've also recorded one on Wednesday with somebody. So actually, I'm saying recording on Wednesday, but United are playing. I'm gonna have to reschedule. Anyway, that's
Desert Island Kits will not return.
That will not be coming out. I've still got two. Do you know what? I've still got the one with Dan from Shirt It's the Fan. It's an hour and 40 minutes long, and I've got to try and get that down for 20 minutes. All right, and let's just say, I mean, we're talking about ET's penis in the episode, so you can imagine what I've got to try and cut out of this episode, guys. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, we'll be back again soon, as always. But if it is your first time talking kit, maybe it's not, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your kit-loving friends. Make sure you're following all these guys because they are great in the community, and we are a community channel. We want to be that face of the community, so it's only right we have the community on here to talk kit. But whatever you do in life, in love, in supporting your team in the Champions League, or if you just narrowly get beat by Brighton, just whatever you do, just keep talking kit.